everyone, welcome. My name is Kyle for the win, and welcome to another Call of Duty Top 10 video. In this video, we are counting down the top 10 best zombie maps in Call of Duty history. This is, well, it's more of a Treyarch video because, in all honesty, in my opinion anyway, the top 10 best Call of Duty zombie maps are made by Treyarch. So this is going to be a fun countdown. I can't wait to break down all of these. There may be a controversial one or two here, but I think for the most part these pretty much line up with a lot of people's opinions. Of course, I have formed my own opinions on these maps, and some I would rate higher if they had certain things, some I would rate lower if they didn't have certain things. But anyway guys, without further ado, I'm not going to waste any more of your time. Let's go ahead and jump into this countdown. So coming in at the number 10 spot, we have the map 9 from Black Ops 4. This is, in my opinion, the best zombie map within Black Ops 4. The Easter egg is super fun, super simple. The theme of the map is great. It basically throws the Chaos Crew into a ancient civilization a long time ago, probably 2,000-3,000 years ago. Anyways, and it is a very cool map. The shield is really cool. This really introduced us into the Chaos storyline. As I said, the Easter egg is a lot of fun. The theme of the map, the atmosphere is very good. And the map is not too complicated. It's a very simple map. It has one central area with 4 outlining areas. So you have the 4 gods, Odin, Zeus, Ra, and I can't remember the last one, but you have those 4 areas of the map. They all each have a different theme. So we have a Greek theme, Egyptian theme, an ancient Ireland theme, and it's a very cool map. As a history person myself, this map is really cool. As I said, it's a very simple map. Only has one Easter egg weapon. That's pretty easy to get, and overall it's a very good map, and it comes in at the number 10 spot. Coming at the number 9 spot, we have the map Buried from Black Ops 2. This is a very good map. This map takes you into a western themed underground area, and you have the transit crew on this map, of course. And the reason I like this map so much is because it's very easy, and some people will say easy maps are bad, but I actually have relatively 2 easy maps on this list. But I like Buried a lot because it's not too difficult, and for I'd consider myself kind of in the middle of a serious zombies player and a casual zombies player. I go for high rounds, I complete Easter eggs, but I'm not a play zombies all day every day type of person. But Buried was just a great map for my skill level at the time. I was a very bad zombies player back in Black Ops 2. I've since gone back and improved and gotten to higher rounds on Buried, but the thing I liked about Buried the most was the simple aspect to it, as well as the theme. The Old West theme was awesome. The Wonder Weapon, the Paralyzer, was super cool. This map introduced the Ray Gun Mark II as well, which is an awesome Wonder Weapon, and it was easy to get points. The witches were really cool. You could get free perks. Overall, a great map, and it comes in at the number 9 spot. Coming in at the number 8 spot, we have the map Ascension from Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 3 Zombie Chronicles. This map is awesome. I really have enjoyed this map. It is a little easy, I will admit. That is pretty easy, but for the most part, it's a very fun map. I remember playing this map a ton. When Zombie Chronicles came out, I actually have a pretty good round on it. I got to round 72 on Zombie Chronicles, and I think on Black Ops 1 I got to a pretty high round on it as well. But again, the thing I like about this map is that it's pretty easy. It's not a difficult map. It's very simple if you know how to play it. Of course, the monkeys are pretty annoying, but once you know a strategy how to deflect the monkeys or take them out and stuff like that, and as long as you manage points, it's a great map, and it's a lot of fun to play on. The Thunder Gun was introduced in Kino, but of course it was back in Ascension, and Thunder Gun is of course amazing. It has great trading spots. It's an amazing map for high rounds, both on Black Ops 1 and on Black Ops 3. And overall, I really love Ascension. The Easter egg, this was the first map to introduce an Easter egg into the series. And overall, Ascension is a great map, and it comes in at the number 8 spot. Coming at the number 7 spot, we have the map Moon from Black Ops 1 as well as Black Ops 3 Zombie Chronicles. Moon is some people's... It's a map that's kind of there to have people like it and have people dislike it. I personally love Moon. I think it's a very fun map, although I will admit I haven't played the Black Ops 1 version of Moon very much, but I do enjoy it. I think it's a very fun map. The Easter egg was very cool. It's a lot of people's favorite Easter egg. I think the Easter egg is really awesome. It's just too hard for me to complete it solo, but I really like the Easter egg on Moon. The wonder weapon was really cool. The theme of Moon was awesome, and there's not really much else to say about it, and it comes in at the number 7 spot. Coming in at the number 6 spot, we have the map Zetsubo no Shima from Call of Duty Black Ops 3. This is probably the most controversial map on this list, but I absolutely love Zetsubo no Shima. For some of you guys out there, you might know this already, but Zetsubo no Shima is arguably my favorite map in Zombies history. It is amazing. It's just great. It's a great map. I always have loved playing on it. And the thing that I like so much about this map is that it has a very, very cool theme to it. Basically, it throws the 4 original characters in a secret Division 9 facility in Japan somewhere, or somewhere off Japan, and it's a very, very creepy map, and I think that's why I like it so much. It's super, super creepy, super fun, and although it's very complicated, which is why it's kind of high on the list as one of the best maps, it's a little complicated, and that is kind of the downfall of the map. If the map was simpler is what I mean to say, then I think it would be one of the best maps of all time. And just the theme is awesome. The one weapon I'll say is a little bit underpowered, but it's a really creative wonder weapon. But the thing that gets me the most about Zetsubo no Shima, number 1, is that it's Takio's map. Takio is one of my favorite characters within Black Ops 3 Zombies, and the cutscene was amazing. One of my favorite cutscenes within Black Ops 3. I think it is my favorite cutscene in Black Ops 3. So the Easter egg was awesome. It was simple, yes, but it was very, very fun and very awesome. But the part about the Easter egg that I really liked about Zetsubo no Shima was that the preparing, as in if you were playing a regular Zombies game, that all that effort goes into completing the Easter egg. So you have to get the wonder weapon, you have to upgrade the wonder weapon, you have to build the shield. Yeah, you have to build the shield. So everything with Zetsubo no Shima fitted really well. I love the theme of it, and it's just one of my favorite maps of all time, and it definitely comes in at that number 6 spot. Coming out of the number 5 spot, we are now breaking the top 5. We have Mob of the Dead at number 5. This map used to be my favorite map of all time, but there are the 4, 3, 2, 1 spot are just better than this map in my personal opinion. But Mob of the Dead is an absolutely fantastic map. I absolutely love Mob of the Dead. The theme of it is amazing. It's one of the creepiest maps in the series, and I just really, really like it. Alcatraz is a super interesting place in real life. I can't wait to tour there one day. That's on my bucket list. But Alcatraz prison, put that in a zombie map, make it kind of a hellish type theme, and you just have a fantastic map. I mean, the boss zombie was very fun. The Vitrolic Withering was super, super good. It was very fun to go for high rounds on this map. The cafeteria training spot, for those of you guys who remember that. The Tomahawk, I wish I could remember the name of it. The Hell's Retriever and the Hell's Redeemer, absolutely fantastic. Mob of the Dead, just one of the best maps of all time, and without a doubt, it comes in at that number 5 spot. Coming at the number 4 spot, this may be a controversial spot for some people, but I have the map Origins from Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3 Zombie Chronicles. Origins is not, in my opinion, the best map of all time. A lot of people will argue with me and say that it is, and that's fair. I respect that because it has a lot of great things in it. But the reason Origins isn't, in my opinion, the best map of all time is because it's difficult. It's a difficult map, and that's not a bad thing. But for me personally, I've had a lot of difficulties playing on this map and doing really well. I mean, the highest round I've ever gotten to is 40, which, you know, for some people, for an average zombie player, that's not too bad. But for me, who has gotten to high rounds all the time in the series, this map has a lot of potential to get high rounds, but it's very difficult to get high rounds. And for some, that might be good, but for me, that's not good. I personally love maps that are easy to get to high rounds because they're a lot of fun. Or, I mean, obviously, it takes some skill to get to high rounds, but I would have loved it if Origins had some better training areas. Not just one way to get to a high round, which is basically having the ice staff on the one little stretch of mud between Juggernog and the church. I just wish it had a little bit more for high round players. The Easter egg is one of the best Easter eggs of all time. I kind of completely agree with that. The staffs are super fun to make, super fun to upgrade, but for me personally, I wish the map had more high rounds, but overall, it's just a fantastic map. I love it. The atmosphere, the staffs, just everything about Origins was really good. except for the fact that it wasn't a very good high rounds map, because you could only really use one staff to get to high rounds consistently. So anyways, Origin's still one of the best maps of all time, and it comes in at the number 4 spot. Coming in at the number 3 spot, we have the map Gorod Krovi from Black Ops 3. This map is fantastic. It is one of my favorite maps in Black Ops 3. Puts you into Russia, in Stalingrad, after it's been bombed in a World War II type universe, and make it Nikolai's map, and you have something absolutely amazing. And Gorod Krovi is just fantastic. I mean, Nikolai is my favorite character in all of Call of Duty Zombies, so obviously I'm going to love the heck out of this map because it just has Nikolai in it. It's Nikolai's map, and I just love Gorod Krovi. A lot of people relate it to Darius and how it's laid out, and to that I can agree for the most part. It has one central area and branching outer areas, kind of like 9, and the map flows really well. It's not too complicated. It introduced the ray gun Mark III, which kind of had a merge of the Gersh device and the regular ray gun, and overall was just a fantastic map. The Easter egg, I will admit, was a little complicated for a solo player, but I just love Gorod Krovi. The theme of it is awesome. The map is not too difficult. There's a lot of stuff to do. It's super simple, and just Gorod Krovi just up there as an amazing, amazing map. And without a doubt, it comes in at the number 3 spot. And now we have finally hit the top 2 zombie maps of all time. And coming at the number 2 spot, this is one that would have been lower on the list, but since I've gone back and played it and really seen what this map is, there is no doubt that it comes in at the number 2 spot, and this is Shadows of Evil from Black Ops 3. Shadows of Evil is a great, great, great map. For those of you who have never played Shadows of Evil, who don't like Shadows of Evil because of the kind of alien creatures within there, you are missing out on a very, very great map. Shadows of Evil is super, super cool. Puts you in a 1920s jazz themed map with bright colors, an amazing wonder weapon, the Apothecan's Servant. There's nothing, in my opinion, that is there's only one map, in my opinion, that's better than this map. Shadows of Evil is great. I mean, the theme of it, the music, everything about Shadows of Evil is awesome. The map isn't overly complicated. If you want it to be complicated, you can make it complicated. If you want it to be simple and just play zombies casually, you can do that as well. And just overall, the map is fantastic. I love how you get Pack-a-Punch. I really love the Wonder Weapon. The Wonder Weapon is so much fun. Going for high rounds on this isn't too difficult, and that's another thing I really, really like. The Margwa add a nice challenge. They're not an overpowered boss to where you can never kill it, and it's not a super easy boss like the monkeys where you can just kill them and you're done. It takes a little bit of skill. Overall, the sword specialist weapon is awesome, and honestly, Shadows of Evil is just one of the best maps of all time. And last but not least, you guys probably already know what I'm going to say, the number 1 map, in my personal opinion, as the best map in Call of Duty Zombies history is Der Eisendrache from Black Ops 3. As you can see here, I have 4 Black Ops 3 maps on this list, because Black Ops 3, as I said before, I may have mentioned this, I may have not, Black Ops 3 had the best zombies experience out of any Call of Duty game ever made in the entire history. If you guys ever want a good zombies experience, buy Black Ops 3, buy all of the DLCs and buy Zombie Chronicles, and you just have the best zombies experience ever, because you have all of the classic World at War and Black Ops 1 maps remastered, except for one, and you have all of the fantastic maps on this list. Anyways, I digress. Let's go and talk about Der Eisendrache. Der Eisendrache is without a doubt the best map in Call of Duty Zombies history. The Easter egg is fantastic. It's my favorite Easter egg I've ever completed. It's simple, it's not difficult, it's really easy to learn. You get to build the bows, which I'll talk about in a minute, but the Easter egg was just so much fun, super, super memorable. You blow up the moon, you have an insane boss fight, the first real big boss fight in Call of Duty history, which honestly, the first time I completed that Easter egg, you guys, I don't think you can understand how excited I was to complete that Easter egg. Der Eisendrache is solely responsible for getting me really involved with the zombies community. The hype around that map, the way that the community was when this map came out, was just fantastic, and Der Eisendrache is super, super good. Now let's talk about the bows. Most creative wonder weapon ever made. Yes, you could say they copied from the staffs, but these weren't the staffs. They were something completely unique. We had a storm bow, we had a fire bow, we had the soul bow, and we had the wolf bow. The storm bow, of course, is the best bow ever, probably the best wonder weapon ever. I'll probably do a countdown on that, not this week, but maybe next week or the week after. The storm bow was amazing, super fun to use. They each had 2 different effects. The storm bow had kind of a little lightning ball that went out and killed zombies. The big attack from the storm bow created this giant tornado storm cloud thing that just was so overpowered. The fire bow had these little volcanoes that killed a lot of zombies. Overall, I'm not going to go into every bow, but the bows were super fun to build, super fun to make, super simple to make, I'll be honest. And they were really fun to go for high rounds with. And the Panzer was a little bit difficult, but once you figured out how to kill it, it became a breeze. This map is super fun for high rounds, which is part of the reason I love it. The Easter egg is fantastic. The map is not too big, not too small. In my opinion, there is no other map that is as good as Der Eisendrache. We'll have to see what happens in Black Ops 5, but Der Eisendrache still hits that #1 spot for me, and it always, I think, will never be beat unless they just blow another map out of the park. But there we go, guys. That is the countdown of the top 10 best zombie maps in Call of Duty history. Let me know what your guys' favorite zombie maps are down below in the comment section. As I said, I love making these countdowns. They're a lot of fun to make. And let me know what your guys' favorite zombie maps are. There's a ton of them. I had to get rid of some that I thought were good, but didn't fit in this list. I had to put some, it's a hard list to make. There's a lot of zombies maps out there that are pretty good, but just none. I don't think there's any zombie maps that are as good as the top 10 here in this list. But anyway, guys, make sure you check out my playlist at the end of the video that has all of my other top 10s in there. We've covered a whole bunch of topics. As I said, I'm going to be doing one a week leading up until I run out of ideas. So there's plenty more to go here. Anyway, guys, leave a like, and subscribe if you are new, and I will see you guys on another Call of Duty video very soon.